Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Firstly, I'm delighted to be here in Mexico at this global platform for disaster risk reduction. The Jamaican delegation would like to thank the UN ISDR and the government of Mexico for the excellent organization of this conference and the warm welcome we have received. Mexico is a long-standing partner for the government of Jamaica and has contributed to the development and risk reduction efforts in Jamaica. Jamaica takes this opportunity to reaffirm its commitment to the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. Jamaica has long recognized the importance of disaster risk management and more specifically, reducing disaster risk as critical to achieving our development objectives. Past disaster events in the last 2 decades have seen an average of 2 to 3% of our gross domestic product. The Jamaican government has articulated the strategic intent of strong economic growth and prosperity for our people. We acknowledge this can only be achieved if deliberate and proactive strategic and integrated approaches to reducing risk are urgently implemented across all sectors and at all levels. Jamaica, and by extension the Caribbean, must be treated as a especially vulnerable area given our geographic location, fragile economies, and natural disaster or natural hazards exposure as SIDS. However, greater and more deliberate targeted support, both technical and financial, is needed with specific criteria that is accessible, flexible, and fast-tracked for the region. Jamaica has embarked on a number of strategic actions and initiatives, such as our Building Disaster Resilient Communities program, supported by a number of development partners and NGOs over the last 8 years. We are taking steps to integrate disaster risk reduction actions and climate change in our resilience programs and projects. Additionally, Jamaica has acknowledged the use of geospatial data and information as we have established a national emergency GIS team, a team of volunteers across government and private sector that collects and analyzes geospatial data to aid in preparation, mitigation, and the response efforts. Jamaica also co-chairs the working group on geospatial information and services for disasters at the UNGGIM Committee of Experts, which has led the development of a strategic framework on geospatial information and services for disaster to complement the Sendai framework. We are in the development stages of the creation of the National Risk Information Platform and the Climate Data Node, while at the same time the Caribbean, through the Caribbean Emergency and Disaster Management Agency, has created a risk information system, and the innovations continues to grow. The continued and even greater support of regional and global community is needed if efforts are to be sustained and tangible results achieved. Our Minister with responsibility for disaster risk management has charged our Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, the National Disaster Management Authority in Jamaica, to operationalize the Disaster Risk Management Act of 2015 and to ramp up its efforts at mainstreaming disaster risk reduction and management in all sectors and further interventions for building disaster resilient communities. Tourism and agriculture, physical planning and environment, health, water, education, housing and infrastructure are 8 of the priority sectors targeted. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the Jamaican delegation has been actively engaged in the discourse throughout this platform, and I assure you the resolve of our highest commitment of Jamaica in ensuring we continue to build a disaster resilient nation and continue the regional and global exchanges and promotion of disaster risk reduction and adaptation to climate change. Thank you very much.